to get to the core!
No! I've gotta help my friends!
Netflix's Sonic Prime is an exhilarating animated TV series that made its way to the streaming platform on the 15th of December. The show takes viewers on Sonic's epic adventure to parallel dimensions in his efforts to retrieve powerful prism shards and save his friends. The 8-episode show puts a new spin on Sonic's timeless classic with his nemesis Dr. Eggman, and does it with vibrant animation and super cool fight scenes. The show is so fun to watch that when it comes to an end, some viewers are left with more questions than they started with. In today's video, we will be doing a deep dive into Netflix's Sonic Prime to shed more light on the show and its climactic ending. If you do end up enjoying today's video, remember to leave a like and subscribe to the channel for more videos.
So snap back to reality, grab that shard, and we'll sort the rest out later!
The show starts off in Green Hill, with Sonic and his pals in yet another battle against Dr. Eggman. Just like the video games, an overconfident Sonic smashes through everything the evil doctor throws at him, until he is goaded into a trap. The anthropomorphic blue hedgehog is tricked into destroying a powerful artifact known as the Paradox Prism. It turns out that this powerful gemstone has the ability to warp time and space, and after Sonic causes an explosion, it sends him and his friends tumbling through parallel dimensions called shatter spaces. When Sonic wakes up, he's greeted by a dystopian world known as New York City, filled with strange characters in every direction. To make things worse, Sonic discovers an alternate version of his best friend, Nine, who doesn't know who the heck he is. Sonic is able to befriend this Nine, who upgrades his gloves and shoes to better channel the powers he inadvertently got from interacting with the Paradox Prism. The reunion is cut short when they're captured by Rusty Rose, an alternate version of Amy Rose, who tries to take them to her masters. During the battle with Rusty Rose, Sonic's new powers cause an explosion, which alerts Dr. Eggman of his presence. New York City's version of Knuckles and Rouge join in on the fight, and they attempt to capture the crystal that gives the Chaos Council their powers. When Sonic sees the crystal, he finally realizes that he caused the world to change when he broke the Paradox Prism. Sonic is initially afraid of the shard, but he realizes that the only way to get his world back is by finding all prism shards. As Sonic touches the crystal shard, he is immediately transported to another dimension.
Amy! Alright, now we're getting somewhere. Got a key?
Negative.
Throughout the course of the show, Sonic has to warp to different shatter spaces where he meets several alternate versions of his friends. Apart from the dystopian New York City, Sonic travels to the jungle world of Boscage Maze, where he meets forest variations of his friends. Sonic tries to help them defeat a monster, which turns out to be a tree-dwelling version of Amy Rose. After a misunderstanding, Sonic is almost hunted down by the Amy Rose variant, who believes that he came to destroy the jungle. Sonic manages to convince the tree dwellers to find common ground before touching the shard of the Paradox Prism that transports him back to New York. When Sonic appears in the dystopian city, he learns that weeks have passed since he got transported to Boscage Maze. He regroups with Knuckles and Rouge, who inform him of Nine's betrayal before taking him to their hideout. It doesn't take long for the Chaos Council to stage an attack at the hideout. During the mayhem, Nine slips in and takes Sonic to a new world called Grimm via a portal made with his shard tech. Nine informs him of his plan to start afresh in the barren world, but Sonic refuses to leave Knuckles and Rouge behind. Sonic returns to New York, and he defeats Eggman's antagonistic faction. Nine has a change of heart, and as he returns to help his friends, he's captured by the Eggman, who decides to use his technology to conquer all dimensions. Nine convinces the Eggman that Sonic's powers will be crucial if they want their plan to succeed.
Something's unnatural. Tails! Already on it!
Before Sonic and his friends even begin their fight with Eggman, Shadow gets a vision of the whole encounter, and he sees the world shatter due to Sonic's actions. Shadow tries to warn Sonic of the impending doom, but the blue speedster doesn't stay still long enough to understand what his dark counterpart is trying to tell him. Their confrontation leads to a fight between the two hedgehogs, and Sonic manages to escape Shadow for his fight against Dr. Eggman. Shadow chases after Sonic, but he doesn't get there in time to stop him from shattering the Chaos Prism. Before he could get wrapped away like Sonic and his friends, Shadow uses Chaos Control and is teleported to the void between the shatter spaces. where he is trapped with no way of returning home. Despite being trapped, Shadow manages to contact Sonic to teach him how to use his powers to travel to different dimensions without using the prism shards.
Never heard of it. Has to be far from home.
With help from Shadow, Sonic is transported to another dimension called No Place, where he meets pirate versions of his friends. After introducing himself, Rouge, Tails, and Amy take Sonic to their ship to meet the captain, who is revealed to be legendary pirate Knuckles the Dread. After Sonic helps Knuckles defeat his former crewman, the Blue Hedgehog is welcomed aboard their ship. He soon learns about a treasure called the Devil's Lighthouse, and he concludes that it must be a prism shard. Sonic convinces Knuckles' crew to go after the shard, and Knuckles makes him the captain of the ship for the dangerous voyage. As they set sail, Sonic is shocked when Rusty Rose, Eggman, and his army of badniks attack his ship. Sonic and his new crew do their best to repel Rusty Rose and the militia, but they're no match for their enemies. After Rusty Rose scans Sonic's sneakers, she gains the ability to track the prism shards and decides to destroy the ship. Before Rusty Rose could give the order, she comes across that dimension's Amy Rose and decides not to blow up the ship after all. Rusty Rose hops in her submarine and leaves Sonic and the pirates to their fate.
Heave to and prepare to be boarded!
With Rusty Rose gone, Sonic and the crew have to deal with a sinking ship. Sonic convinces Knuckles to take back command of his ship, and together they find a way to keep the ship afloat. They continue their journey to the location of the Devil's Lighthouse, and they catch up to Rusty Rose's submarine. This time, they take the fight to her by ambushing the badniks, and Rusty Rose is forced to fight them again. As the battle rages on, Knuckles spin dashes ahead to the Devil's Lighthouse, and Sonic manages to defeat and capture Rusty Rose. When Sonic meets up with Knuckles, the Echidna is overwhelmed by greed, and he decides to keep the shard for himself. A group of badniks attack Knuckles and he fights them off, but he's soon knocked off the side of the mountain. Sonic makes it in time to save Knuckles, and when he touches the shard, he's immediately transported to the void between shatter spaces. While in the void, Sonic comes across a vengeful Shadow, who blames him for what happened to their world. As they start to fight, Shadow tells Sonic that their home doesn't exist anymore.
All my best memories of Green Hill have you in them, and you're not punching me!
The last episode of Sonic Prime leaves viewers with a lot of questions as to Sonic's fate. From what we can tell, Sonic and Shadow will have to work together to escape and stop Eggman and his Chaos Council from taking over all dimensions with the power of the Paradox Prism. When Netflix first announced the show in 2021, the streaming platform revealed that Sonic Prime would have 24 episodes. And based on that teaser, there's still a lot we haven't seen yet. Fans of the show can only hope that Netflix renews the show for a second season. I'd love to hear your thoughts on the first season of Sonic Prime. Did you find it entertaining, or did it fall flat? Do you think it's another fun entry in the Sonic franchise for diehards to celebrate? Please share your review with everyone in the comments, and I'll see you soon.
Didn't know I had that in me. That's what you get for messing with my friends, Egghead.